We're on?
We're on.
All right. Hello, GenRight Nation. I'm Tony Pellegrino, and this is Tech Talk. Tech Talk is something we do every Wednesday live at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Today, I am coming to you from Cody, Wyoming. If you've never been here to Cody, Wyoming, this place is known for a live rodeo every June, July, and August at 8 p.m. every single day. So you can go just not far from here, about a quarter mile from where we're at, and see a rodeo live every night. So I'm not sure they're going to do it tonight. It's a little bit wet out there, but could be interesting. Anyways, thanks everybody for joining me. And it's always fun, and I love interacting with you guys. So if you'd like to ask a question, type it in as a comment, and we'll try to get to all of them. Let's see. As a lot of you know, I just got back from Jeepers Jamboree on the Rubicon. Jennings and I went to run Sonic with the brand new JK Elite on there. And I've got pictures and video to tell you all about it. So I'm hoping you guys have more questions. And like I said, I'll try to get to all of them, and we'll have fun on this show. It's because we're not in the studio. It's going to be a little more loose and ad lib than normal, but we're going to do our best to keep you guys entertained. All right, Jennings, you want to tell us who we got watching so far?
Sure. Let's see. Esther Parrott Newcomb says hello from Glacier National Park.
Oh, so they're a little above us. Okay, cool.
Yeah. VV Tom says hello from, it's VV Tom from Glacier National Park and Esther Parrott Newcomb. Yes,
Okay.
both of them.
Cool.
Okay, Craig Cummings says, hi, Tony Jennings and the GenRight Nation from rainy Michigan. Gotta get me some tech talk.
Nice.
Bradley Lanciano says hi from sunny Western Australia.
Wow.
Junior MN says hello, Tony. Jeeper Ginger says hi, guys. Mark Lawrence says hello, Tony. Tuning in from Eureka. Safe travels on your adventure.
Nice.
Junior's from Long Island, New York. Awesome.
Cool.
Michael says hello, GenRight Nation. Albert Gutierrez says hey, Tony. Heath Basham says hello from Texas. Kathy McCavis says Tony and Jennings time. JS says what's up from Santa Rosa. Bobby Cleveland says hello from the pool in Yukon, Oklahoma. Matt McDonough says hey guys. Snowboard Life says what's up guys. Jeep Adventures. Josh says what's up everyone. Rockland, California in the house. Had a blast. Oh no, who's Jeep Adventures?
Jeep Adventures, that's Jeremy. He was just
Jeremy.
in the Orange Jail, or LJ, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Josh's name is something similar, but
It is. It's similar, yes.
Says, what's up, everyone? Rockland, California in the house. Had a blast on the Rubicon with you all.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Joshua Whiteside says, hi, GenRight. Great talking to y'all at Jeepers. Jack Randall says, thanks for the invite. Bobby Cleveland. Oh, cool. Frank Duck says, hello, Tony from Auburn, California.
Nice.
This is cool. We have some new viewers.
Yep.
Two Feather Channel says, Sonic getting her done. That's right.
Yeah, for sure.
Travers Enslow says, hello from Washington. Travis Johnson, have a safe trip. Richard Peterson, hello from Rich in Lodi, NorCal. Randy Hemme says, hello, Tony Jennings and GenRight Nation from Louisiana. Chandler says, still waiting on my video appearance royalties from the Jeepers video. Foolish Habit LJ says, good evening, Tony from Kentucky.
Awesome.
Amy Cleveland says hi. Ernie Field says hi from Sand Hollow.
Cool.
Chikasha says hello from Oklahoma. Rich Jedlowski says hi, Tony and the GenRight Nation.
He was up
Jason
there.
Berger says hey, Easy Rider, Jason Berger. And Colorado 4x4 Rescue and Recovery says hello, GenRight people. And
Nice.
A bunch more are still jumping on.
Okay, awesome. Jennings, a lot of people said they had trouble watching the video. They couldn't click through it. It gave them a link was broken or something. Other people seem to be able to watch it. Any ideas on that?
No, it should be viewable like normal. If you go to Chasing Sunset's channel on YouTube, it should show up as like the first newest video.
Yeah, in case that's not clear to everybody, Jennings and I have our own adventure channel that we call Chasing Sunsets. So go over to that. You got to search Chasing Sunsets Jeep.
Jeep, yeah.
Yeah, on YouTube, and then you'll see it. And then just, subscribe and turn on your notifications. We're posting stuff over there all the time. It's just what we do for fun. And, obviously, if you like following us, then you're going to find it entertaining. It's not quite as entertaining as Shannon Campbell's, but it's a little cleaner and,
Oh, come on.
What's
Don't
that?
give me that. Don't give me that. It's better than Shannon Campbell's. It's way better than Shannon Campbell's.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's got
I think they watch his for a different reason.
It's got 3,700 views, so I think they're finding it.
Somebody's clicking through. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, next thing I have, featured product today that just got listed on the website is finally our aluminum half doors, the new ones for the TJ, LJ, YJ, and CJ. These are hot. Jeff posted a video earlier this week, and I know everybody's seen them. They are absolutely beautiful, and Jamie just posted them. So when you go there, you'll see the doors, and then the latches, because they're different for a YJ or a TJ, you have to select which latch you want. And there's one other option if you're going to use the factory style upper soft windows. There's a little bracket you got to get. I think it's like $20. So anyways, that's the deal. And by the way, they're only $100 more than our old half doors. So these are easily twice as good. So I tried to keep the price not twice as much, but only within $100. So I think everybody should be happy with that. And anyways, I won't be back in the studio next Wednesday, but the one after that, and then I'll actually show the completed doors with door bags and other options that we have. So we'll continue to, but you can order those now. They've been making them. And Jamie will be posting some additional pictures and stuff on the website, but at least we got them up. So I just want to let everybody know that. The other thing that we just got up on the website the last few days, all the new apparel. It's all in stock. You guys can go there and order it. We did have a glitch with the shipping on some of that stuff. Jamie fixed that stuff. So it's not charging you an arm and a leg anymore. Sorry about that. But yeah, so the apparel's up, the half doors are up. Obviously, we're rolling out new stuff as fast as we can. And I've got some other new stuff in addition to the JL Stage 1. We've got some other new stuff I haven't talked to you about that's coming as well. So when I'm back in the studio in Simi Valley, then I'll be able to tell you guys more about that stuff as well. All right, on to...
A couple questions.
Okay, yeah, go for it. I'm going to slide over here.
Joshua Whiteside asked, any plans on updating the JKU half doors?
Okay, so the JKU half doors actually right now are kind of the gold standard for half doors within GenRight. So right now I would say no. Actually, our next half doors to update are going to be the JL half doors to be more like the JK and the new TJ. These are all, that top edge is formed and we got them. They're really nice now. So no, the JKs are going to stay the same for a little while, and then we'll work on some of the other ones. Okay.
Okay, and then Cole Osmondson asked, will the JK half door get an inner like those?
Probably not. The JK half doors are really built for those big door bags, like we're running on Sonic, we're running on Terremoto, we're running on Aftershock, and those are great for storage. And we have those for the front and rear doors, and they're a lot deeper than the TJ. The TJ door bags are only maybe 1.5 inches or 2 inches deep, where the JK ones are like 3 or 4 inches deep. They're really deep, and you can put a lot of stuff in there. So if you haven't seen the door bags, you should check those out. They're absolutely killer. They give you so much. A Jeep doesn't have really any storage space in it. You got the glove box, the center console, and this is like 10 times that amount. So it really helps the amount of storage space you have. So check those out.
And then Sean Flaherty asked, are the old style TJ half doors still available? Do they still come with the armrests?
I don't. You'd have to call in and find out if we still have some available, but I think we phased those out. And the new ones will fit the armrests. They have little tiny pilot holes drilled, and then you just drill them out to fit the posts on the armrests, and they'll drop right in. So, okay.
Amy Cleveland says, I'm really voting hard for JK doors to be upgraded.
Ah, okay. Good to know. Good. I appreciate that feedback. Nice.
Oh, they're asking if I'm sick. No, I'm not sick. I just had to come home while Tony goes on, and then we're going to meet up next week.
Yeah,
so
okay, so for those of you that don't know, I rode, well, Jennings took the Jeep up to the Rubicon. I rode the Harley with her, following her. And then when we got off the Rubicon, I jumped on the Harley and I'm headed towards Sturgis. So I'm riding with several friends, including Kevin Hudson, who's a longtime Jeeper, and Kevin Silk from Jeep in Alaska, and another gentleman. So we're meeting more friends, including Joe from Vision X in Sturgis. We're about a day away. So we've been riding a lot of miles every day. We've had a wide variety of weather, and just like Jeeping, that's part of the adventure. So we consider that to be fun. Anyways, so Jennings is near the camera phone here on speaker, and that's why you're hearing her. Hopefully everybody can hear her okay. So, anyways.
A couple more questions.
Okay, go for it. I'm gonna switch screens here.
Let's see. JS asked, is the Stage 1 system on Sonic a DIY kit, or does GenRight have to install it?
Oh, no, it is. So let's talk about that for a second. That's a great question. So anybody can install it, a shop, yourself, depending on how handy you are. The actual installation part of it is not that difficult because everything comes to you as a pre-welded subassembly. So all the control arms are welded and done, right to length. The steering, done, welded and right to length. The cross members, pre-welded. All you have to do is put them in. The control arms, you gotta thread the Johnny joints in and bolt them onto the axles and stuff. So there's a lot of it that's done, but I tried to make it as easy as possible for anybody installing it themselves, or if you're paying a shop, obviously you're paying whatever the shop rate is. I wanted to make it as easy as possible for those guys to put it in for you too. So yeah, you could call it a DIY if you're kind of that kind of guy, but it does come as finished as we could make it, short of welding it onto the frame for you. So, and obviously if you want to have it done at GenRight, that's an option. But we've got qualified dealers all over the United States that you can call in and talk to Jeff or Andrew, and they can get you to the nearest one. So yeah, good question. Thank you. What else you got?
Okay, hold on. Yep, Matthew Fact says, hey Tony, you mentioned on a Tech Talk a while back that you were trying out a new Curry housing with 4-inch tubes on Terremoto. Will that be produced anytime soon? I'm looking to buy axles ASAP.
Okay. Yeah, the 4-inch tube is available. Right now, it's not something we stock. So the 3 3/4 tube is something that we stock for both TJ, YJ, JK, and JL. So all that's in stock right now, 3 3/4. 4-inch would be a special order, not a big deal. It would just come with our next batch of axles, which is probably 6-8 weeks out. So just tell your salesman that's what you want. It's a small upcharge, it's not much, and you still get the same 40 spline axles and all that good stuff. It does look absolutely beefy, and it's nice. I like having it on Terremoto, so yep.
Rich Jedlowski said, I installed a new K&N air filter on my JKU. How do you like the sound?
I like it. Maybe he's asking you, Jennings.
I love it.
Yeah, the Jeep altogether sounds different. I put a slightly different muffler on than she had. We've got that brand new intake. I think it sounds great. I really enjoy it now. It's not a weird harmonic or anything. So would you say the same?
Yeah, it was a little like too throaty before when I had the MagnaFlow exhaust. I like it better now.
So it's still MagnaFlow, just before you had a straight through and now it's a chambered.
Well, it made it like made it a little calmer, I think, and I like it a little bit better.
Yeah, a little bit better. So yeah, and I know I'm revising. In fact, I brought them with me to revise the instructions for the stage one. And we had to add a bunch of information, including here's the actual part number of the muffler we used, things like that. So if you're thinking about, or you've already bought the stage one kit, we'll have a revised instruction, it's not a sheet, it's like a whole pack coming that would be available. We can just email it to you, so, okay.
And then Derek Wall says, "Hey guys, aluminum dash is going in as I watch. I just cut my cage off." Frank Duck says he'll be coming to the shop to check all that out soon.
Nice.
Cole Osmondson asked, with the full elite, the age-old question, Kings or Fox? Haha.
Well, that's kind of a personal preference, right? So Kings have the hard chrome shaft, and Foxes have the stainless steel shaft. So if you live in an area where there's a lot of salt or corrosion, the Fox might be a better choice for you. And both are high quality shocks. I'd recommend either one. A lot of our kits were originally designed around Kings, so you may find that installation is a little easier with King. But again, not a big deal. If you prefer Fox, you just need to tell the somebody from GenRight that you're on the phone with, and they'll get you all the right stuff, because the bump cans and stuff are a little bit different. Okay.
Ari said those 4-inch tubes weigh a bit more too. And then Michael Costin asked, "Are the axles thicker?" And then he answered, "Same axle shafts."
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And
so
then Daniel Partita has, sorry.
That's okay. I'm just going to mention Rich Jadlowski commented like 3 questions ago. He met Jennings and I up there at the Rubicon, and he had just gotten used JK that he bought and parked it next to Sonic. You're going to see a picture of it in just a second. I've got a slideshow to show you guys. That it literally sits the same height, and it's on 35s, and hers is on 37s, and hers has way more ground clearance. And I'm going to show you a video how that ground clearance was so critical on the Rubicon. So I got a lot of good stuff still coming. What other question did you have, Jennings?
Daniel Partita says, Jeep JKU question, trying to figure out how to route the brake lines to the inner side of the frame, installing rear GenRight sway bar. Any tips? Yeah,
that cross member that's up there that houses the coil springs, just behind it, there's a small pie section that's kind of a gusset. There's already a small hole there. Drill that out and put your brake line through there. So you just disconnect where it goes from hard to soft, and drill a hole bigger and make that fit and screw it back in, and that's the spot. So I am including that in the upgraded instructions, but that's the spot you want to put that brake line. It kind of positions it behind the shock, and that is the magic location.
Okay. Rick Turner said Jennings did amazing on the Rubicon Trail video on her channel. Good looking out.
She did.
Hopefully
and by the way,
with you next year.
She edited that while we were driving.
Yeah.
On the trail. She's like over there. I go, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just making the video." Cool. So. Yes, and
well, how did Sonic do?
Okay, so before I answer that, anybody who wants to do the Rubicon next year, join us, join me, join Jennings and I next year. So 3rd week in July, put it on your calendar right now. This includes Kevin Hudson, who's holding the camera right now.
Kevin has the sniffles and needs to hold the camera away from his face.
I haven't made a peep.
Like, all we hear is the sniffle person. That's why they were asking if I was sick.
Oh, that's funny.
It's not me.
It's you, Kevin.
No.
Back it away from your face and stop sniffling.
Oh, he's fine. Anyways, I want anybody who's talked about going on the Rubicon, stop freaking talking about it. Next year is your time. Okay, I've got a big camp when we get in there on the Rubicon. I'm going to be doing special shirts every night that are for that particular year. So it'd be for 2026. It is a great time. It is the way to do the Rubicon. I'm there to help you get through, and it is unbelievable. Most people, take like 10 to 12 hours to get in. Jennings did it in the stage 1 Sonic, right? 4.5 hours. She was all the way in on the trail, and there were still people coming in the dark. There were people that camped out on the trail, and we were already in there and had our rafts inflated and camp set up, So I can show you the right line. I can show you what to do. We do a pre-party. We're having fun. You guys have heard me say it before. I don't do anything that sucks. So make sure you join us next year, okay? If it's the one event you join us for, that's the one.
Little bit of bragging. I've done that trail. I've done Jeepers Jamboree 3 times, and they never say anything. The spotter guys never say anything to me. They just spot me through. But this time, almost all of them had some compliment, like, "Oh, you nailed that line. Like, good driving. Like, good job. Way to go." I was like, "Thank you, guys. It was awesome."
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. I have a question. Oh, Ari says, this is a great question. Ari asks, he said, Sonic worked great on that stage 1 with 37s. If you weren't chasing speed and were only after crawling, what would be the advantage of moving to coils?
Of losing it or moving it?
Moving to coils. I want to know that too. What would be the advantage of moving to coils if you weren't chasing speed and you were only after crawling?
No. Coil springs, there is no advantage. If you can afford it, move to coil overs. Because what happens is we move all the spring and dampening control further out toward the wheel, and it makes a huge difference of the stability, if I could spit it out, of the vehicle. And that was, even though Jennings felt Sonic was hands down better than it's ever been, I could still tell a difference between one of my vehicles that's on full coilovers and Sonic. Now, you get what you pay for, right? Going to full coilovers is another 20 grand. So I get it. That's why we made stage 1, to lower the price. But
really? Like, even at low speeds, like crawling over stuff?
What about it?
Even at low speeds, like crawling over stuff, you could tell the difference between your coilovers?
I mean, not much. Obviously, the faster you go, the more you can tell, but...
Yeah, when we go fast, I can really tell. So,
yeah.
So what do you think about his question?
And we had put the brand new Fox 2.5 IBP shocks on right before we left. So we had good shocks. It wasn't about shocks. But it's... you just got to look at from the center of the wheel or the tire to where the spring is mounted is 14 inches on a stock vehicle. It's way inboard. Now, from a RTI perspective, that gives you lots of flex, but it's no stability. That's why I always talk about people who build buggies, like that thing can't go over 15 miles an hour, okay? Our Jeeps go way, way, way faster. And look, maybe you don't go faster than 15 miles an hour. Then God bless you. Whatever you got's perfect. That's like watching paint dry for me. I got to go way faster than that. So Kevin's laughing.
Oh my God, there's all these questions. We're never gonna get to your videos.
Okay. Well, I'll take as much time as you need. What do you got?
Okay, Randy Hemi asked, when will the updated install manual be available?
So I brought it with me. I'm kind of working on it a little bit each night. Not only is it the verbiage, but it's the pictures. I took a lot of new pictures as I was building Sonic that are really going to help anybody who's doing this themselves. obviously we've already had, I don't know, 20, 30 people do the full install with the current directions, okay? But I want it better. And you know, sorry, I can't leave anything alone. It's just who I am. If you've ever met me, you'll understand that.
Okay, M. Nelson says 06 Rubicon doing a 5-inch stretch, double triangulated, minimum 40-degree angle. Is there a maximum angle to stay under?
Maximum angle. No, I mean, I think most of the time double triangulated is 30 degree. So if he's talking about the angle of the arms, maybe you can get some more information on that for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Jeep Adventures Josh asked this important question: does GenRight have a babysitter?
Does GenRight have a babysitter? I'll tell you what. Anybody who needs a babysitter, I want you to email, message me, whatever form of contact you have, and we'll get enough people. We'll just hire one, and they can take care of all the kids. So nobody's got an excuse why they can't go.
Kim need a babysitter. So the rest of you that need a babysitter to be able to go on Jeepers Jamboree with us, like, email Tony and let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll make it happen.
Yes.
I'll find somebody.
Yes. Okay. We're very resourceful, and I want no excuses. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Jeeper says, if my LJ's ready, I'll be there.
Yes.
You will be there, Ginger. You get that LJ ready.
I was thinking, even if I have to drag you on a toe strap, you're going next time.
That's right, Ginger.
Okay.
You're going. Okay, Joe Alice says, on your Jeep with the manual reverse valve body, how hard is it to get used to for everyday driving for you and then for wifey?
I don't think it's that hard. It's if you just think of it as a stick shift without a clutch. That's the best way. So, you know, when you're in a gear and you rev up and the tranny doesn't shift, and you're like, oh, that's me. Shift, bang, bang, bang. You know, rev it up, shift, you know. And by the way, you don't have to, you can short shift it. You can just go a few hundred RPM and shift, and a few hundred RPM and shift. You don't have to go to like red line each time. It's super nice to drive. Anybody who's ever ridden with me, you know, looks at it and goes, oh, that's what it is? Like, it's totally cool. And by the way, what the coolest thing about it that's different than, you know, an automatic transmission, but similar to a manual transmission, a stick shift, is that whatever gear you put it in is where it stays. So you can rev it up, you know, decelerate. There's a lot of similarities to a manual transmission. It's just without a clutch. So, you know, say you're going to climb a hill and you need more speed, you can just grab the next gear. You don't have to worry about, you know, the clutch and everything. You just slam that next gear and you're accelerating. So it is amazing. And trust me, if it wasn't the best you could have, I wouldn't be running it. So it is the way to go. Like I said, anybody that's ridden with me is just like, dude, that's badass. All right.
Joshua Whiteside says, this was our first year at Jeepers Jamboree, and it was a great trip. It was a long hike from Texas, but worth the trip. And Amy Cleveland said the Clevelands are in for next year.
Nice,
and
nice.
JS said 100% Jeepers was the way to the Rubicon. I came in on Friday this year and made it from Loon to the Springs in 5 hours in a TJ with 35-inch tires.
There you go.
And then Frank Dutt says, Jason Berger's helping build my new YJ. We're going to be there for sure.
Good. See? A little deadline. That's all you people need is a deadline. Let's go.
There you go. A little peer pressure,
That's
too.
That's right. Yep.
Oh, Jamie just came on and said the half doors are on the website.
All right. Awesome.
Attaboy,
Awesome.
Jamie. M. Nelson said, yes, he was talking about the control arm angle on that other question.
Yeah. 30 degrees is typically what it is. And by the way, now he might be getting a bigger number because he's not stretched as much, right? So obviously the more you lengthen that out.
40 degree.
Yeah. So it might be because he had a shorter arm. And, but you know, that's fine. Really, you just want the double triangulation, and man, it's gonna float nice. It just pivots completely bind free, and you'd be amazed how it feels going through stuff. And I think that's a big part of what Jennings felt when she was going through it. So, yeah.
I can't tell you how much I love
And
it.
stay tuned because I'm going to show you a video. So, okay.
And I was getting like over Jeeping in general because I thought Sonic was just kind of a piece of trash, but I changed my mind. He's amazing. Okay, so let's see. Bob Becker asked, "How's the Butler oil filter adapter working out on Sonic?"
The Baxter, I think, is what he means. I don't know that Sonic has it. I have it on Aftershock, but yeah, it's worth every penny for sure. And I've talked to several people who have been through a few different 3.6 engines, and they're like, that Baxter oil filter is the way to go because it keeps oil in the system. So, yeah.
Michael Costin asked, "Do you use manual mode in Aftershock?"
In Aftershock, absolutely. Any JL, you absolutely have to use manual mode because otherwise it jumps through the gears and it's a little bit lurchy. And just, typically third gear is about where I like to wheel in low range. And yeah, you'll find that's pretty good. In Sonic, I went to manual a couple of times where I really wanted it to hold a gear. But otherwise, yeah, that's a good question. I've talked about that several times. Yep.
Let's see. Frank Dux asked, "What's the prime axle to axle length on a YJ?"
I think what he's talking about is wheel mounting surface to wheel mounting surface, right? Right now, everything we do is 70 inches wide, and that uses a 4.5, 4 3/4 backspace wheel, which gives you the minimal amount of scrub radius on the front steering. You can, some people are grabbing JL axles, which are 68.5, pretty close, and some people go full width, like out of a junkyard, F250, and those are 72. So we kind of split the difference and went 70. I like that width because it enables you to kind of slip through a lot of the obstacles that are out there that have been beaten in on the trail. And but it gives you enough width that it gives you the stability when you're off camber and just doing other stuff. So, all right, good question.
Mark Williams says, "Reverse manual valve body is awesome. I would not go back."
Right. See. Yeah.
Okay, we're caught up. And
Okay.
I just want to say, Kevin, you're doing a great job with your beers.
Okay, so Kevin's going to focus over on a quick slideshow that I'm just going to blast through here on my computer. So here's Jennings checking in over in Georgetown at the Jeepers Jamboree office. And there's Sonic, where we're staging over, yep, there you go, over at Ice House. And this is Bob. And Bob is the actual event coordinator at Jeepers Jamboree. Super cool guy. If you ever meet him, tell him I said hi. Again, this is Sonic, I don't know, fifth in line the morning of leaving on the trail. So we're at the trailhead where they're feeding us a breakfast burrito and coffee and giving us our trail lunch. And that's Bill right behind us in his TJ to LJ converted TJ. And we are ready to go. Okay, this is Chris Calkins, who was right in front of me. And that's the gal right there that's handing us and checking our wristbands to make sure we're good to go. And then you head up around here and onto the trail. And here's us. We did a quick selfie because we're stoked to be on the trail. And this is the gatekeeper. So this little red TJ and this guy slipped in ahead of us because they camped right on the trail. So they were just putting the last stuff in, and they slipped in between me and Chris Calkins in that JL 392 that I just showed you, the blue one. And needless to say, these guys were on, I think they were 35s, and they had a little bit more trouble getting through the trail. Now, the difference is when you're on the shorter 93-inch wheelbase, 35s aren't as much of a deficit. We did it last year in my budget YJ, and I was able to squeak through the Rubicon, but it was, short and on 35s. Okay, so here is Jennings is right there. I'm obviously out of the vehicle, taking pictures of her and Bill. coming through. And this is that one guy again trying to get through. This is called the gatekeeper. These are sizable rocks. And, less talented people have dug giant holes. And you got to navigate around those. And this guy, he's for Jeepers Jamboree, they have these guys out there. They're called spotters. And they will help you get through the trail. If you break, that guy will also help you repair your Jeep.
They're called rock rollers.
Rock rollers, yeah. Okay, so after you get through the gatekeeper, you get to what's called the slabs. And you're going to drive across these. You can see the sun's barely even up. And you're going to drive across these. That's Sergeant Jeep Tommy right there and Ed in Gringo 392 right there. And we are going to rip across there and get over to the next obstacle. This you can see the Jeeps way over here on the other side of the slabs. There's a twisty little section you got to get through right here. And I have seen people roll here if they don't quite do it right. You get the weight transfer and they're on the lid. Okay. Past that, we're up on the other side of the slabs, continuing on the trail. And now you can look back and actually see Loon Lake. That's where we just came from. That was the very start. And we're just working our way on the trail. Again, there's Gringo 392 and Sergeant Jeep Tommy. Okay, for those of you that have ever wondered, do I really need that expensive Curry axle that's high clearance and the diff covers rotated and everything? Here's why. Okay, then a rock like this, that differential will just push over it with like it's not even there. Okay, if you have a regular differential with a regular cover, it's going to act like an anchor. Okay, so this is a great example. And even if you've got giant tires, you still want all the clearance you can get. Okay, so back to the trail. We're just kind of working our way along. Really, I took a lot of these shots to show you, you guys and gals, that the rocks are legit. I mean, they're out there to get you. So there's another shot. It's a little bit hard to tell, but the steam is coming off the water. Look pretty cool. What else we got here? Just on the trail, kind of bopping along. Here's Jennings working her way through. We just got through a section. Oh, by the way, you see this vehicle right here. We're looking at the back end of it. That's one of the rock roller guys. There is no two-way traffic when you do a jamboree on the Rubicon. They block the entire trail. So only somebody with a wristband going the proper direction is getting on. Here's Jennings at, I can't even see the mile marker, but this little stone here has them engraved in there. And she's just bopping along. This is another cool section. Now we're headed past Spider over to Buck Island. And you can see, the rocks are plentiful. And you're just you can go on this side, you can go on that side, whatever you want, and kind of work your way through. It's a lot of fun. This is Steve in his 392 with his GenRight cage and bumpers and GenRight everything. So he's having a great time. And there's Corey in his TJ. No, actually, this is a genuine LJ, but it's stretched, tracer style. But this is actually a Legend kit. So we did this way before we even had the Legend, the tracer. We used to do this with Legend kits. And the advantage here is the super high clearance belly. It's a flat belly, so a lot more ground clearance. All right, this is a V-notch. Sorry, the light wasn't very good. It just looks like a black hole, but it's a fun little V-notch, and some people are getting kind of tipsy in there. They're a little better, you can see. And then we're just kind of working our way along the trail. We grouped up a little bit because there were some stuck vehicles, broken vehicles. So we walked along, made sure they got out of the way, and just kind of kept going. Again, we're working our way down toward Buck Island. What's that, Jennings?
Rick Turner said Jennings killed it on the Rubicon, made it look easy. Probably had very little to do with the stage one. It was all driver skill. No, I'm here to tell you no. That is absolutely not correct. It was all the stage one and not the driver. Usually I'm panicking throughout that whole trail, like whimpering and crying and yelling and getting out and asking other people to drive my Jeep, and just ridiculous. So
Yep.
The fact that I was like 180 degrees difference was all the stage one elite.
There you go.
That.
All right, so this is Buck Island. So it's good when you get past this. There's a dam you got to drive over, and then you drive along the trail around the side of it. And then you get to this mile marker, which is the top of the big sluice. So this is a good spot to be. You've really made it through quite a few hairy spots. And now you're working your way down toward the little sluice. Of course, look at her. She's stoked. And can't wait to keep going. I think she really liked just seeing me run along the trail, videoing her.
I did.
There we go. Anyways, okay, so after you get down the big sluice, this section has gotten worse, or what I would call better. And these are legit rocks. Like if you aren't paying attention, you can wipe out your steering, you can hit a drive shaft, you can do a lot of damage right here. And as a lot of you don't know, after we completed the trail, we don't go out the Cadillac way. We turn around and we go back up this stuff, which, by the way, is twice as hard. It's much more challenging. And the stage one went through flawlessly. So really, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm super stoked about how well it did. So anyways, she came down through here, no problem. Then she made it to the bridge. This is the entrance to Rubicon Springs. Once you've gotten here, it's just a little fire road through the trees over to, well, not really. There's a squeeze. There's a couple little things, but if you've made it this far, you could walk to camp. There's the squeeze. This is Bill coming through there. It's tight. And if you're in something bigger like a JK or a JL, your top is just scraping along that rock right there.
Not literally. You don't touch it.
You can if you're not paying attention. If you go too high on the driver's side, your top will be into that wall.
That's not the goal.
That is not the goal. That's right. And if you notice,
drag it.
If you notice, we just had the aluminum roof on Jennings' cage because I didn't want to drag it on the rock.
Yeah.
Anyways, now you're really there. If you see this, the green grass, the dance floor, the bar, where they serve the food over here, man, you have made it. You could literally set up your tent right there. We don't. GenRight has our own camp spot. And this is it. We camp. There's a waterfall right here. And this is my tent. We camp right there. Ed's tent is right next to mine. Tommy's is down below. Bill's is down below. This area here opens up. The water opens up on the river. And you can float out there and have a good time. This is the prime camp spot. Absolutely awesome. And there's one of the small waterfalls. There's a big one right next to it. And it is very nice. By the way, that umbrella is for shade, not rain. And there we set up an easy up. We set up an easy up down to the water, so you can either sit in the sun or you can sit in the shade. It gets pretty warm, but you can see there's campers everywhere out there, and it is a lot of fun. You're camping with a ton of like-minded people from all over the country. Again, another shot from the water. And okay, I crawled up on the rock to get everybody a picture. This is during dinner on, I can't remember what night, it was Friday, probably Friday night. And this is the bar right here. And the people are in line. They're going over here to get their food. And this is the dance floor. And right here is the stage. And there's a live band. This is a production. It is absolutely incredible. And if you will be nothing short of amazed when they feed whatever it is, 1,000 people, in the middle of nowhere. By the way, you got, no cell service. You're off grid, which for a lot of you just means you have to talk to each other instead of talking to the rest of the world. Save all your texts and posts for when you get off the trail. Here's a closer up shot. Oh, by the way, they have ice cream there. So it's quite a treat to be able to get ice cream out on the trail. And this is a little duet that plays music while you're in line. So you've got live music there. It is really quite nice. This is the Saturday night. They serve ribeye steaks and all kinds of other good stuff. And the people come out obviously everybody and their second cousin wants a steak, and then they stay after for the raffle. So they do a big giant raffle there. And for those of you that are wondering, this is that rock that I crawled up on to take a picture, down on the event. So, all right, now, Jennings, do you have any other questions right this second?
Like unrelated. Well,
Okay, so then hold on to it. Hang on, I'm going to show the video. I'm going to show the video.
Somebody asked if I had released the part 2 yet of the way back, and I have not, but I'll try to do that this week.
Oh, okay, so you got that. Good. All right, this is the video I want to show you. This is Jennings going through the gatekeeper. And, all right, Jennings is next in here. Let's see how this guy does. So this is the guy in the little TJ that I showed you. Come on, go away.
Too far over, come my way.
And this, just watch her, how bind free her suspension is. And then see the rock she's going over here? Watch how close her skid plate gets. Right there. Okay, if she had that stuff that was hanging down 3 inches further like it used to, she would have been stuck right there. Okay, so
I've been stuck right there before. I had to get winched off that spot once.
The rock roller's like, "You're in the perfect spot. You're doing a good job," and she just drives right through, like no problem. Look at that.
All right.
Okay, so most I should have stayed here and videoed other people. They're just getting stuck everywhere. And she just drove right through. And by the way, we didn't even go that low on the tires. We were at like 16 pounds. So Bill's taking
So did all our other.
a little more wild line there. Those are 40-something inch tires, so yeah. Okay, so that's one video. Let me see if I can find you another one here.
What day of the week is the start and finish of the Jeepers Jamboree?
Okay, so you got to be there on Wednesday to check in, and then you can you go in on the trail Thursday morning, and then you come out Sunday. A lot of people stay the night and drive home Monday. All right, let me see if I've got
some questions.
I'm just gonna go ahead and ask them. I'm gonna play a couple more videos. I don't even know what videos these are, so I'm just kind of winging it.
Unrelated.
Yeah, go for it.
Daniel Partita asked, would you be able to send me either new instructions or pics on the location of that brake line relocation on the frame?
Oh, sure.
I know which one you were talking about, but just want to be sure.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
Rick said, I remember when Jeff slammed into reverse using reverse manual valve body on Copperhead at S'more. I really thought he was going over.
No, that saved him. That saved him.
Michael Costin said, oh yeah, I got more compliments to build my GenRight tire carrier on the trails again this weekend. Mark Lawrence said Rubicon is one of the best trails. We try to get on it at least 3 to 4 times a year. Michael Costin asked, what is the JL stage one running price-wise?
Looking back across
The JL stage one, I don't know yet. We're still finalizing all the welded sub-assemblies, but I'm going to say it's going to be within a couple grand, maybe $3,000 of the JK. It'll be pretty close.
Tom Russ said hi from Sturgis.
Oh, nice.
And then he asked, which Jeep are you bringing to the Black Hills this year?
I'm actually,
Troy's.
yeah, Troy's. So mine are all under construction, and Troy Merritt is going to be the one leading all the runs there, along with Wes Faringa, who's going to be doing the harder stuff. So, but I'll be there to say hi to everybody, and yeah, who's ever signed up, thank you. I think you guys are gonna have a great time, and of course we did special shirts for that event too. So, whoever signed up enough in advance got a shirt for sure. Okay. What else you got?
Let's see. Mark Lawrence says, when you come out Sunday, you say you'd run the trail back and not up Cadillac Hill?
Correct. Correct. Yeah. First off, I don't want to go with the other 250 Jeeps. I want to go back with like 10. And by the way, I wanted to let you know, so I drove on the way out. I got to drive on the way out, and we made it out in 3 hours. and we stopped and welded somebody's Jeep. We just flew on the way out. So
I thought there was like 600 Jeeps on the way out.
I don't know. It was a
By
lot.
the time they add the 3-day people.
Yeah, and by the way, I wanted nothing to do with those people. I wanted to go the other way and just fly. So, yeah,
Jeeps.
A lot of Jeeps. We were back at Ice House having lunch. I mean, you saw me there. So, by the way, for all of you watching, I wanted to tell you, I consider the Rubicon like the Bermuda Triangle. Okay, you can wheel all these other trips, all these other trails, all over the United States. Like your Jeep will do great. It'll break on the Rubicon. There's something about that trail that people just break. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because you're loaded. I don't know if it's because of the obstacles. But it is rock after rock after rock, which, obviously that's what I prefer. But you really got to pay attention. What's that?
None of us broke.
None of us broke. But I'm telling you, over the years I've been with people that they break the steering, they break the sector shaft, they break the pitman arm, they break axles, they break like starters. I mean, stuff that I would never even think. But like I said, I loaned my Jeep one time to my dad, and he broke the steering box. So I had to, go down to the Springs, get a steering box out of one of our other JKs, bring it up, put it in his Jeep, drive the Jeep back down. So we've done that many times, by the way, where somebody broke a knuckle on the trail. We get all the way out, we take the knuckle off, we run it back in, put it on that Jeep, run it back out. So and you'll see a lot of that going on. There's people all over the place. Now at Jeepers, they have mechanics stationed throughout the trail, and those guys help you. They're not giving you parts for free, but they'll be happy to help. They got a whole bunch of guys there round the clock ready to do it. So pretty cool.
Yeah, I let this guy named Tony drive my Jeep out of the Rubicon, and he really tried to break the steering and damage it too.
Yeah, I wanted to give it a little bit more torture test. I figured you guys would appreciate that. And I ran it faster than what I think you guys that have, spent 70, 80 grand in your Jeep might want to do. Because I want to make sure it holds up, and it did great. And I'm super.
But now it's making noises that you have to fix.
It is? What kind of noise?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought that was associated with the water pump or the steering pump or
That
something.
was associated with you driving it.
Oh, funny stuff.
Matt McDonough asked, did Sonic get the high pinion Curry 60 rear or the standard cut?
The standard, so that's what they call their like bolt-in 60. It's not full float. It's semi-float, but they're 40 spline, and it's a smooth bottom 60. The cover's not rotated in the rear. It's not really that essential, but it's not super low pinion like a 9-inch or a 14 bolt. It's kind of like mid pinion. Now in the front, she's got a high pinion 44, and both. I don't know if you could tell or not from the video, but I've showed some pictures. Both drive shafts are protected by the control arms, so they're tucked up, and the way the control arms run, you'd have to try to hit those drive shafts. They're really tucked in there.
Someone said, did Jennings have a booster seat? She's tall in the seat. I think I was like standing up.
Well, you did put some stuff under your chair.